Hello and welcome back to another one of my videos, and this time I'm going to keep you all in the dark. Ho ho ho. Ha 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 ha. Indeedio, I'm going to keep everyone in the dark, literally, because I'm going to switch cameras here. I have the ultraviolet dark lamp. Now, I'm going to be having a wee look at some of my banknotes to see what they look like in the dark. Some of them have basic glyphs and marks on them. Some of them look spectacular. Bear with me. I'm going to do Scottish notes, English notes, and some territory notes. So, hope you enjoy. Let's crack on. First of all, I've got to hide my wee face there so that you get to appreciate the whole note. Next up, I've got to make sure Callie's behaving. I want to switch all the lights off. We're in complete darkness, and now we have the dark lamp on. Now I've got a pair of protective spectacles as well. I'm going to pop them on. Look a wee bit like these. That'll be helpful for long-term exposure to ultraviolet lamp. Now, I'm going to go through every note one by one, and I'll chop and change, and I'll show you what's what. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Now here we have the first note to show any markings. I went through some of the oldest pound notes, and I'm going to zoom in, just get this marked up and lined up nicely. There we go. Bank of Scotland £1, as you can see. This one's like from the late 70s, early 80s. Got a wee floral bit here, got the £1 glyphs. Don't think there's anything on the other side. Nope. But it goes back quite some time. Next one we have is the European Union £1. As you can see, quite a lot showing up on there. Spectacular. Look at that. Very random. And the EU stars light up as well. Here we have a standard £1 note. There we go. On the reverse, we've got that. It shows up nicely. Here we have the Alexander Graham Bell one. Doesn't really show up much in there, but look at that. Spectacular. I'll zoom in slightly better than that. Look at that. That's lovely. And the next one we have here is the Scottish Parliament one. And there we are, look at that. Got your typical circular star roof feature that they have here. A few other wee bits of glyphs here and there as well in between. On to the £5 notes now, and we've got the Bank of Scotland £5 notes from when is that, 72? Yes. So even in the early 70s, this stuff was a thing. Not much on that side, just on the front. And the RBS one just seems to have it down the edge. Just a wee mark. I don't even know if that's meant to be purposely like that or not. There's an RBS. A couple of square glyphs. These are quite common. You find them in a lot of notes. And on the other side, we've got the circular roof features, and some of the trees are filled in as well. Next one, some of the line features, and this shows up in the Bank of Scotland logo. Not much shows up, just the top of the ring. And some of the later notes, the whole thing lights up. Here's a Clydesdale Bank £5. CB logo. Got quite a few things going on here, just patterns, marks. But yeah, these lines and squares are very common and a lot of watermarks. As you can see, some more appear here, along with a wavy line and some circular feature here with thistles. Here we have the £5 note with the Queen's Golden Jubilee. And a really nice pattern, and a crown, the Scottish crown I believe, shows up here. Very pretty. This one's the Royal College of Surgeons 500 one. It's just got a couple of the blocks, and as you can see, the circular feature and the grass and the circular feature down here as well. Here we have the Jack Nicholas £5, a couple of the blocks. If you look inside the blocks, you'll see the curls of the Lord Isley's headpiece, but look at this side. This has a wee, that's the scoreboard I believe, and the thing around, is it the Open? Down here I think it's, what does that say again? St Andrews winner 1970 and 1978, is it? Brilliant. Let's see if I can pinch that back a wee bit so we can fit back to scale. Very nice. Here we have the Ryder Cup one. Just got the block. On the other side, not much at all. This has a different feel to it because it's paper and polymer. So it's an early polymer experiment. Here we have our first £5 polymer. It's a Clydesdale Bank one. It's the ZZ one that I found, with the low number. That's a beautiful, beautiful note. As you can see, it's just got the line marks there. Turn it over though. Look at this. This is my favourite part of this entire video, I think. The HST glows on the Forth Rail Bridge in the ultraviolet. That just looks spectacular in my mind. Fantastic. Next to the polymers, we have the RBS, is it? Here we go. It's not showing up so well here, but this one has 5 midges. It's got the fish. And if you turn it around on the other side, the salmon all light up as well. Look at the detailing on that. Oh, someone's vocal today. But yeah, I'm not sure what they have. They're vertebrate or if they're other fish. I think they're vertebrate. The wee poem lights up as well. It's lovely, lovely what they've done with these notes. And this one is the Bank of Scotland polymer £5 note. Look at that. There's a wee glyph there, the Bank of Scotland logo, the signatures marked out. You can see thistles have red flowers on top, and the prefix numbers lighting up in a different colour too. Turn around, just that wee band there, that glyph appears again, and another thistle, this time the red centre. Now we're on to the £10 notes. These are the larger ones. See if I can zoom out just slightly. Whoops. Bank of Scotland £10. Look at the spectacular design of this. This one is a 1987, was it? Yes, 1987. So by this time, the £5 note I had was 1972. So they've been doing it by 15 years for this point. And since that time, they've added a circle in that time. On the other side, not much at all. Here's the Clydesdale Bank, large £10. This is the last of the large £10. We've just got a 10 on a block there. If you turn to the other side though, the hedgerow lights up, the road lights up, there's a wee pattern. The roofs, they look like they're growing crops in the It's like when you have those scenes of winter and there's always one roof that's got no snow on it. I wonder if it's that house there. Anyway, here's the small £10 version of the same note. This is the £10 notes shrank in size, and it's a similar story here. We've got the roofs, not so much lighting up on here, but it is genuine. I don't know whether they changed the the features of that, because these trees used to light up before. Onto the Bank of Scotland £10, and look at that. I think this has been involved in some kind of criminal activity. So look at that, it's just glowing like it's radioactive. I think this has had dye or some kind of chemical on it. But as you can see, the Bank of Scotland logo lights up, and there's still a few marks here. I may have to find a better one in the future. And there we go. That looks much better, doesn't it? And that lights up a wee bit better. So that first £10, obviously something happened to it. Glad I had a second. And the next one, look at that. The Bank of Scotland £10, the next generation. Not like Star Trek, but you know. It's got the wee red circle with thistles in the middle. That line there that was before has turned red. The boxes remain green. Turn her over. It's just a band. You see this blue band appears here as well. Just highlights it ever so slightly. The next one we have here is the Clydesdale Bank with Robbie Burns, with the CB logo, the 2 square boxes. The prefix is starting to light up a little bit. It's an early adapter of the prefix lighting up. Turn her over, it's just this bit highlights a wee bit better than the rest of the note. Nothing special. Here we have the RBS £10, just the stripe line glyphs. On the other side, we've got the usual central roof template. But that's all apparently. Little marks here. I don't know whether they're just something's got spilt on the note in its early life. And here we have the Royal Bank of Scotland £10 for the Diamond Jubilee. Just the line glyphs on the front. On the reverse, we have your Queen. We've got some stars. We've got a band here with some stars and a pattern on there. No crown like the last time. The crown's actually printed on there. Next up, we've got Clydesdale Bank. The line glyphs are here. And look at this stained glass window effect with the arch window. There's also the lines in there. I turn this around. It's just a band down the middle. Here's the Commonwealth version of that. It's got 2 blocks this time and a wee square mark here. And the stained glass shows up a lot better on that one, doesn't it? Turn it around, it's just a middle bit there, just like the other note. And here we have the first of the polymers, £10 anyway. Look at that mathematical formula there. Got a nice bit in the middle here, some whatever that glyph is. Prefix lights up nicely, and there's those midges, the 5 pentagon-shaped midges that show up. Very nice feature. Go back to normal size. Oh, there we go. Too much, too way, too far. Turn it around and look at that. The squirrels. Oh no, they're the otters, not the squirrels. They're the otters. But the poem lights up as well. Look at that. That's very bonny. I do like that. Here is the Bank of Scotland one. The prefix lights up nicely. There's a square block with the bank's logo and some thistles with the red centre and the yellow flower. Turn that over. You've got something really cool here. There's a thistle, markings here, but this is what I think is cool as anything. Normally on this, we've got the Glenfinnan Viaduct, as you can see. Very bonny, but this shows up the actual route from Fort William going via Glenfinnan Viaduct, where it is on the map on the rail network. That is a pretty cool wee feature. These little hidden things you just don't know about. It's quite cool, I think. And of course, what do we have here? Something else. I think MacLeod. Yes, that's the top part of the line. So it goes up there and then back up to MacLeod. So that when It must trim onto the other notes. That's very cool. And here we have the Clydesdale Bank £10 CB logo. And little bits and pieces in between. What's that alluding? And turn it around. That's cool. All the red and white features, red and yellow features. That's pretty, very nice. And onto the 20s now. We have the Bank of Scotland 20. This is the old school one from, was it 1992, this one? It's got some thistles, got the block glyphs here, lines. Turn it around, not much happening on that side. There we go, our first of the Clydesdale Bank Robert the Bruce series. Famous people. The 20s. Here we go. The line glyphs as usual. This one's got a square with a highlight cutting out of the Robert the Bruce. Turn it around, you've got the crown. It was coronated with Robert the Bruce. This one here, very similar. This one's the Commonwealth one. The ship lights up in this one. It's very bonny. Turn it around. Not much happening. It's just a wee bit of overspill, I think. I do have another note I could check that with. Let's have a wee look. And that's the same on that one, and on this side, it's just the way the note is. Here we have the architectural one. That nice wee glyph lights up, and all the patterns here. The line glyph, that's all highlighted out. And on the opposite side, not much, just the top part glows a little bit. I don't know if that's intentional patterning or not. Here we have another one. This one, the boat's a wee bit different on this one. This is another one where the prefix is starting to be lit up. And this one is the Clydesdale Bank headquarters, Exchange Building in Edinburgh. And that's the roof in there. And that's lit up just a wee bit nicely. I have this one here. It's another Bannockburn one, but this is the 700th anniversary of Bannockburn with the glyph. Very similar to the rest. Here's a £20 note, Bank of Scotland. Look at the patterns here, very bonny. And it's got the Bank of Scotland logo showing up. More patterns here. Turn it around. This is glowing up like a massive Stargate. Look at that. Looks like the thing of forever or whatever in Star Trek where they travel back in time. And then we go for this one, for the Bank of Scotland. The red lines here. Look at that. Thistles showing up, and the glyphs as usual. Prefix does not light up in this one. And there's not really much on this side, just the top part just here. Here's another Clydesdale Bank one with the lines. The prefix does light up on this one, and the big CB logo. Turn it around, you've got a small reversed CB logo, some patterns down here. And this infill here is filled in as well with patterns. Here we have the RBS 20, just thicker lines on the block glyphs. And there's that circular pattern again from the roof of the bank's headquarters. Now look at the state of this. I think all my Queen Mother ones are like this. I'm going to have a wee look at the next one and see what that's like. Yes, it's just as bad. Look at them. It's because these were heavily circulated. To the first of the 20 polymers. Prefix lights up. Squirrel in the box there. Look at the reds. Look at the greens and oranges. Very nice. Turn it around. The squirrels light up really fantastically. Here we go. And the poem lights up as well. That is very bonny. And there's, oh yes, very, very faintly, the midges. Yes, the midges show up better on this other one with the second signature. And here we have the Clydesdale Bank one, some red and green mark. That's the actual logo with the red stroke through the CB. There you go, in the box as well. The prefix lights up, WHS for World Heritage Series. And on the other side, there's not very much, which is disappointing if I'm honest. Now this one here is the polymer for the £20 Bank of Scotland. AA, prefix lights up nicely there, the Bank of Scotland logo there. A couple of thistles. All sorts of nice things and effects going on. This is what's cool. Turn it round. We get the Queensferry Crossing. Now, I've got the 4th rail bridge on this one. I do have Queensferry Crossing notes, but it's exactly the same. Queensferry Crossing is on that one. I think it would have been a nice touch had the Queensferry Bridge been there and the 4th rail bridge was in the ultraviolet. That might be an afterthought, but hey, that's me. And next up, we've got a bit of a special double bill here. We've got the Millennium, £10. Let's see if I can zoom in just a bit there. All the difference is it has a wee boat thing. It's very similar to the rest of them. It's got this glyph that says year 2000. On the other side, it's just like the rest. Same with the 20. These two are uncirculated, so they're not coming out their packaging at all. Here we have the Bank of Scotland £50 note. Very greedy. I think this has been heavily circulated. There's a lot of markings on it. Yeah, it doesn't look very clean at all, does it? I do have another one. Let's have a look at that one. I think it'll be in a fairly similar condition, if not worse. You can barely make some blobs out there. Yeah, that's had some hard days. And next up, we have the Adam Smith £50 notes. Let's see if I can resize this just a bit there. Got the lines and block glyphs. There's a wee block with pattern in it. Highlight around here, some of the parts. If I turn it over, just seems to be a circular feature here and a blob there. Don't know, I think that's actually something to do with being circulated. There is the Bank of Scotland 50. Just like the other ones, these are green instead of red. This bit and that bit. Thistles you can just about make out. Block glyphs. Turn around. Not really much, just a wee bit of hazing here. Here we have the RBS £50. Just your usual block lines there. And on the other side, you've got a wee bit of highlighting with this. Nothing too spectacular though. Here is my uncirculated Gogger Burn one, same on the front. On the rear, absolutely nothing, which I'm very disappointed about. Next up, we have a Clydesdale Bank 50, CB. The prefix is lit up, the blocks are there. Turn around, just a wee bit of a patterned line through here, through the shrub. And we only have 2 polymer 50s because the Clydesdale never made one. Here we go, a really cool geographical feature here. There's your midges. This is an uncirculated. No, I got this from the vault when it first came out. Prefix is all lit up. That's very cool. Turn around. Look at the eagles. Look at that. That's spectacular. Very, very lovely. And the other one that was made was a Bank of Scotland one. Look at that. That's very pretty. The wee thistles, the block, the prefix. Turn around. You've got the thistle. You've got the 4th Clyde Canal, which was powered back in the day by horses pulling the barges. And speaking of horses, there's those kelpies. Here's the £100 note that I was sorted out with that pen ink mark. It got rid of it. No damage at all. Look at that. Lovely patterning. There's the blocks. Nice that this lights up with a pattern. Turn around. I don't think. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's bonny. That worked out well. Here's the £100 note with Borat. I joke around, it's not, it's Rennie McIntosh. Got the block line, CB, prefix lights up. On the other side, just a wee bit of haze around standing stones. And here is the Bank of Scotland one. Lines, wavy line, and there are your thistle circle. Turn around, nothing, just a wee bit of haze above the Keswick Bridge. Here's the £100 RBS. It's got a block in the middle with the RBS logo. Turn it around, see Balmoral Castle, and you've got the circular design that's in all of the RBS notes of that era. Very nice. And here's my last £100 note. It's a recent polymer edition from the Bank of Scotland with Flora Murray. And that's uncirculated direct from a bank vault. It's got a wee Bank of Scotland glyph there, the thistles as usual. Let's turn her around. All of that. What on earth is going on here? That's an ambulance. Let's have a wee zoom in. She was a paediatrician back in the day, but she was also a war hero in World War One. What a great war. She would heal a lot of people, like Florence Nightingale of that age. Got all these different patterns though. Very, very bonny. What's this? Looks like the back of the ambulance. Fantastic. What a lovely notes. So that is concluding it, the Scottish notes. Let's move on to the English and territory notes. But before I do, there is one note I would like to have a look at. It's not one I have in my album, but I do have one here. It's the old Tom Morris note, £5. As you can see, turn it around. St Andrews lights up. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's such a bonny note. Golf clubs. Oh, wow. That is bonny. Nice. I'm glad I did that one. Now let's move on to the other album. Hooray! Right, that's quite a lot of notes I've went through there. I thought there was something on that previous £20 Elgar, but it was just ink on the paper. The actual proper first glyph I found is on this £5 Bank of England. And that is the Elizabeth Fry. So I've went through a whole load of notes there until we've managed to reach our first watermark. The next one is Charles Dickens, and that £10 there lights up nicely. A wee bit of, I think that's white to begin with. Doesn't really do much on this side. It wasn't Elgar, that was a Faraday. This is the Elgar, £20. I need a better Elgar note, this one's pretty poor. But my next one is Adam Smith, and these all have these wee crinkly things on this. I've checked this before. It's not just a weird thing happening. That's pretty cool. At 20 there, and a wee crackling effect. Same on that side. And now we move on to the new polymers, and quite frankly, I'm disappointed. £5, yes. On the other side, a faint box. That is it. You could have done so much more with these Bank of England. And you compare the Scottish ones, there's £10 on that one. And a faint box on there for the Jane Austen. No, honestly, I think that is a poor show. Here's the £20. And yes, it shows 20. Woohoo. These bits just are lighting up because of the white colour. Let's have a look at the Houblon note. Does that light up? Nothing there. Nothing there. Let's move on to the Oh yes, that does nice. It's got the crackling effect. It's got the metallic strip effect. And it's got a 50, clear as day there. That looks nice. Yes. Other side, the crackling effect. And here we have the English 50. Alan Turing. And all it has is 50. Overall, with the English polymer series, I am sorely disappointed, I'm sorry to say. My friends down south, your banks let you down. Now, look at this. Bank of Ireland. We're onto Northern Ireland now. £20 paper. Old school note. There we go. That reminds me of the Clydesdale a wee bit with those stained glass window and a wee pattern up there. That's lovely. Cracking. Here we have, oh, the prefix lights up. That area in the corner lights up as well. Lovely Bank of Ireland. That's a much nicer condition one. And this one, the top part lights up. Here we have the Northern Bank. Those glyphs appearing on this side, and I don't know if that's part of the design, but it looks really cool. It's part of the integral with the cog. Is that a cog? I don't know. Really cool though. There's another Dansk with the bars. Not much on that side, sadly. Here's the first polymer, £10 Dansk one. Look at that. That's spectacular. That's how you do it, England. Scotland and Northern Ireland can do it. You can too. And look at that. That's on a par with the other ones from Scotland. That's really cool. Intricate. Nice design. There's the Dansk 20. That looks really bonny as well. And same on that side as last time. Here's an old school note, but still does it. Ulster Bank Limited, £10. And just the middle part highlights. That's really cool. Now we get onto the Ulster Bank. The people in the field light up. £5. That's really nice. That's just like a sketch from an artist's sketchbook. And turn it around. Oh, look at that. It's on a par with the RBS ones in Scotland, isn't it? Here's the Ulster Bank tenner. Look at that. Turn it around and look at that. Yes, spectacular. That is how you do it. And the 20 from Ulster. Nice wee pattern there. Turn her around and the flowers light up lovely. Look at that. Here's another of the polymers, Bank of Ireland. Prefix lights up, a little bit in the middle there, the block with the glyph. Turn it around and it seems we've got these little, well, it's hard for the camera to pick up, but they look like little flowers. It look like the roses from the Lancashire or the Yorkshire flag. Look kind of like them. And I think that the tenner is similar. Yes. The block has moved elsewhere, but these are different colours. And I'm pretty sure the 20 is similar too. That's in a different part. And yes, orange and green this time. Here's a commemorative. Let's have a look at this one. It's a £5. Little bits light up in the middle. If I turn it around, it's Mr. Best. A bit above him lights up, a bit below him lights up. That's pretty cool though. We've got some Gibraltar £5 note. Look at that. Metallic strips highlighted, a block with 5 in it. And even the prefix lights up. Turn it around. Same on that side with the metallic stripe. Some wavy lines here and there. Not bad. And a £10 note. Similar story to that. Block with a tenner, metallic strip and the prefix. And same kind of idea with the lines on the other side. There we go. The 20 is similar story, but the metallic strip does not light up. Let's check it up the other side. Yes, that's strange. say just face that side out. But we've got the wavy lines on that side. Okay, now on to Guernsey. Here's an old £1. Not much on that side, but if I turn it that side, it does light up quite of all sorts of greens. And here is the £20 to celebrate the Queen's Jubilee. Was it the Queen? Yeah, the Diamond Jubilee. 60. Yes, that's it. QE 60. Call the patterns there. The ER in the middle. Keep an eye on that because I've got another note which is different. Turn it around. Highlights the parish. Very bonny. Now we've got the other Guernsey note, and where the ER was, there's the Guernsey Lions. On that side, it highlights the parish again. And we've got the States of Jersey £1. There we are, block with the 1 in the middle, and highlights the parish, just like that. And let's have a look at this one. It's got the 1 in the middle. Seems to be a common theme with these notes. And a bit down the middle here, highlighting the centre of the note. There's a £5. We've got the block line glyphs. Turn around. This part of the note highlights. And we've got a £5 note. There we go. The block glyphs. And just very highlights these things in the middle here, the boats. The £10, more lines, turn it around. The centre of that gets highlighted. Looks like a church wall with stained glass windows. And the 20 is very similar. We've got the lines, and here we have band down the middle, highlighting Vint Livre. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. There we go, the Isle of Man £5. Has the block glyphs, turn around, nothing on the reverse. And there we have, oh, that lights up nicely, the £10 for the Isle of Man, the block lines. This highlights really nice. Turn around, nothing. There we go, Central Bank of Ireland, £5. Seems to highlight here and here. I'm not really sure if that's anything highlighted, just wear and tear or circulation marks. And this one doesn't seem to have anything on that side, but the prefix does light up on this side. And that concludes the banknotes in the dark. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click my fingers and the light shall go back on. Hold on, let's make it dark. There we go. Now, how does that feel? My eyes are tired, but hey, that was a wee journey. Thank you for watching all of that with me. I'm going to go into the main camera just a second. Wow. Bam. Yes. Whoa. That was some journey. Thank you for watching all that. That's very interesting stuff. What I've taken away from that is some of the older notes, like 1972 was that one in Scotland when the ultraviolet first showed up. That's quite early. That's older than me. But for other period, I don't know other banknotes because I don't have every single banknote under the sun. But I'm going to imagine that Northern Ireland's similar and the territories are similar. But those, I'm really sorry to say, England, your banks let you down. Lovely notes design-wise, of course. They're cracking and brilliant, but as you could see, they were just very lackluster when it came to hidden ultraviolet features. Anyway, if you could do anything to your English notes, my English friends, what would you add to them? Little designs, little hidden messages or whatever, just leave it a comment and put down below. Did you have a favourite Scottish one? Did you have a favourite Irish one? Did you have a favourite territory? Do let me know. I want to hear all about it. I think, what was it? My favourite that I could take away from them was, well, I quite liked Guernsey ones with the Queen and the Great War. I quite liked the RBS series, of course. Fabric of Nature, they call it. The ones with the salmon, the otters, the eagles, the squirrels. Beautiful. and it's got the little lines of portrait and all the little glyphs and images and stuff like that. Fantastic. The Clydesdale Bank fiver, I'm biased, of course, because of the HST that lights up on the Forth Rail Bridge. Fantastic. If you asked me the same question tomorrow, I'd probably turn around and say something else completely different. List below what you loved. Anyway, I'm off there now. Callie's fallen asleep because it was dark. Poor wee thing. I'm off. Anyway, if you're having a hunt, have a happy one. Don't forget, check your change. Ciao now. Cheery bye. Choo choo the new. See you later.